tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Being a new mom, it's a huge adjustment. So this week I started making work about the postpartum. I had my baby in the end of April. This drawing in particular is about the first week of being a mom. I felt completely alone. My husband couldn't take off work, and I was mostly figuring everything out by myself. I was getting up in the middle of the night by myself. I was so tired, and me and our baby were in the living room on the couch sleeping and getting through the night while my husband slept in the bedroom for the first couple of weeks. He had to get sleep for work, and I had to stay up all night with the baby, which, as you can imagine, made me very frustrated and made me very angry. So from giving birth, I hadn't gotten a full night's sleep in a while. I remember the anxiety kept me from sleeping, and every noise my son made had me up real quick to check on him. And if anyone came over to let me get a nap in, I still couldn't nap because the sound of the baby kept me awake and being worried about him all the time. Let's not forget to mention my butt hurt like a lot. My butt was so swollen and I was bleeding for what felt like forever, and I couldn't even barely walk or do much of anything at all. And I was alone in my little apartment trying to get up and down and doing all these different things while I was tired and sore, and I felt like I was going to pass out because I got dizzy a lot of the times. So physically, I wasn't doing so well. And I also, turns out, as I mentioned in my last video, I've not been doing well mentally. I was so tired, I felt so alone. I got in a bunch of fights with my husband. I didn't feel like he was helping enough or being supportive enough. He was at work all day. I was at having the baby at home by myself, and having a baby puts a lot on your relationship, and we ended up getting into a lot of fights, and even people like my family had to come over and help at different times. I remember just sitting on my bed holding my son when I took this picture that I'm drawing right now, as you can see. I remember thinking, this is my life now, and I hate it, and I had all these other bad thoughts in my head that I was ashamed of. And even though I wasn't alone and people told me I wasn't and that they would help me, there was still a lot going on in my head, and I didn't want to tell anyone because I thought they would take my son away. It got so bad that I had a big breakdown, like I said before, recently, within like 2 weeks ago. And my family and my husband had to help calm me down. Thankfully, I got the help I needed before anything got worse. And I'm on medication, and I'm doing a lot better now. My relationship with my baby is a lot better. My husband's a lot better. And as you can see, I'm making art again. And you know I'm not happy if I'm not making art. And I've actually had time to work on my art and time for myself. My husband's done a lot to make sure I take care of myself and I get the time that I need for myself. He's been very cooperative and very helpful now that we've gotten adjusted after a month, almost 2 months of having my son. So I guess you could say I'm piecing myself back together, and they're slowly coming back together, and I'm starting to feel like myself again. We're not completely there yet, but we're almost there.
I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon it can all be worth it.